All right, shalom, shalom. This is Brother Kasha Kwala coming back at you with another lesson, giving all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. All right, today's lesson is going to be pertained around how the Lord's thoughts are not your thoughts. All right, just I guess it's an exhortation or whatnot, but we're going to get into the book of Judith real quick. Alright, let's go to Judith the 8th chapter real quick, verse 14. Alright, so this is Judith chapter 8 verse 14, and it reads, "For you cannot find the depth of the heart of man, neither can ye perceive the things that he thinketh. Then how can you search out the Most High, that have made all these things, and know his mind, or comprehend his purpose? Nay, my brethren, provoke not the Lord our power to anger." You see, all right. So just with reading that, you just have to have an utmost level of faith in the Lord that He'll do exactly what He's prescribed through the men who wrote these books in the Bible. Okay, if He said He's going to do one thing, that's going to happen. Okay, let me get a precept real quick. This is Jonah. Let me get the book of Jonah. I want to say second chapter. I'm gonna go to the third chapter. Yeah, here we go. So it says Jonah 3:1, "And the word of the Lord came unto Jonah in the second time, saying, Arise, go unto Nineveh, that great city, and preach unto it the preaching that I bid thee. So Jonah arose and went into Nineveh according to the word of the Lord. Now Nineveh was exceeding great city of 3 days' journey. And Jonah began to enter into the cities a day journey, and he cried and said, Yet 40 days, and Nineveh shall be overthrown." Now, we understand to the scripts when you read the first chapter, the Lord told Jonah to go into Nineveh and prophesy against it because of the, pretty much the wrongdoings that was going in there. But he said nothing about a set time when he shall destroy Nineveh. Yes, the Lord did destroy Nineveh eventually. When you read at the end of the book of Tobit, when Tobias was old enough to hear, about the downfall of Nineveh, and he could rejoice it before his days were over. But during the time of Jonah, it wasn't destroyed. But he didn't give him a set day. Now, Yahweh Shai also says it, nobody knows the time nor day, neither the Son of Man. Pretty much we don't know when the Lord is going to decide to pop it off and go ahead and end everything. All right? There is no set day. It's when the Lord proclaims, it's when the Lord does it. When it happens, it happens. Simple and plain as that. Why? Because the Lord can do what he wants. Okay? So again, in the book of Judith, she was talking to the men because when you read, it says Ozias, I think it's King Uzziah. He said because when the Assyrians were coming in to set war against them, battle array, they cut off the water supply and they started going through a drought, quote unquote, or a big thirst throughout the land. And Uzziah said, we fast or whatnot for 5 days, and then we'll see, in 5 days we'll see if the Lord will help us. It's like, no, man, the Lord will help you if he wants to help you. The Lord will do what he needs to do if he needs to do what he needs to do, when he wants to do what he wants to do. You're not on your time. You're on the Lord's time, and the Lord will do it. Don't tempt him. And that's what we're saying here. It says, "For you cannot find the depth of a man's heart." So pretty much saying, you can't even know what other men are thinking, let alone you can't know what the Lord is thinking. That brings me to this precept, Isaiah 55, and I'll start at 8. "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord." Verse 9, "For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts higher than yours." Okay? All right, so let me get one more precept to that. I think it's in Psalms 92. Psalms 92 and 5 says, "O Lord, how great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep." You can't fully grasp the thoughts and the actions of the Lord. You just have to go with what He gave you in these scripts. So that goes to show you, we're not on the highways and byways saying, "Hey, this, that, and the third, tomorrow this is gonna happen." And no, we say yo, by the way things are looking and the prophecies that the Lord is, letting come to pass, it seems like, something's going to happen in the near future. Do we know when? We'll say we speak as a man. This is going to happen this year. But if it doesn't, hey, so be it. We just spoke as a man. All right? That's it. But speaking in the spirit of the Lord, the time frame, the things that He is saying is happening. So we can go off of that. All right? But we're not giving a set time when the Lord's going to do something. The Lord ain't on our time. We're not commanding the Lord. So I can't go out and tell somebody, "Hey, yo, tomorrow you going to get, a promotion, or tomorrow you going to get smoked." All right? Because the Lord ain't on my time. All right? We understand the time right now. When you read in the Peters. All right? That 1,000 years, so on and so forth, as in the one day. One day is 1,000 years. That's the time frame. All right? So the Lord ain't moving on our time frame. And He's not moving on our cue. He's moving how He wants to move. What He sees fit. So who are you to think that the Lord is going to do what you said, when you say it, and how you said it, when you can't even perceive the thoughts of men? You see? So again, Judith 8 and 14. Oh, matter of fact, yeah, you can't even perceive or discern the thoughts of men to the pinpoint. This is John's 2nd chapter, verse 24. It says, "But Yahushua did not commit Himself unto them, because He knew all men." You're not Yahushua. Yahushua knew the intents of all men. So verse 25, it says, "And needed not that any should testify of men, for He knew what was in men." He knew it. Okay? He knew and discerned. He knew men and He knew thoughts, but yet still did not know when Yahweh was going to give the green light for Him to come back and get His revenge. You see? Not even Yahushua knows. So who are you to say that the Lord will do this or do that when you think it's going to happen? All right? Judith 8 and 14, it says, "For you cannot find the depth of the heart of man," which in the Hebrew is lab, which means mind. "Neither can you perceive the things that he thinketh." You can't perceive what thoughts are going through a man's mind. You can't. Straight up. The Father of spirits can, though. It says, "Then how can you search out the Most High?" We read in the Psalms. It says, "O Lord, O Yahweh, how great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep." It says, Isaiah 55 and 8, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." You think you 10 steps ahead? The Lord is 500 steps ahead. What you think, man? You can't comprehend these things. You'll end up bugging out trying to comprehend the Lord. And quite frankly, you trying to comprehend the Lord, you bugging out. He's the one who bugged you out to try to think like Him. You see? There ain't no getting around. He's just like, stop, bro. It says that He made all things. You don't even know how a blade of grass is conjured up and created, let alone knowing your next moves in your own life. Sometimes you can't even comprehend what you think. You be wondering, you can't comprehend your subconscious, let alone you can't even fully figure out yourself, let alone figure out the Lord. You see? It says, "And know His mind, or comprehend His purpose. Nay, my brethren, provoke not the Lord, or power to anger." So that's, I know brothers know this, but we don't go out into the highways and byways and say this is gonna happen, that's gonna happen at this very minute, and this very down at this very second. We don't go out and do that. We don't, okay? Because that's provoking the Lord. Because you are not the author and the architect of the algorithm that is set in place and set in motion. You're not. You're a part of it. All right? You are a creation. You are a creature. So we just have to wait on the Lord, but we can time it to the prophecies that he has, coming to pass. And we see the timing of it, that we're at the end, but we don't know the very specific moment in time where everything's going to pop off, man. So I just want to make that a swift lesson. Lord willing, it was edifying. I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutation to the elect 144 first fruit. And I could say synopsis of it all, man. Just keep patient. Just keep patient. We are at the end, but just keep patient, all right? And just wait on it. Shalom.